Hey everyone, it's Pastor Tabitha, and I'm here to talk to you about this coming Sunday's lectionary passage reading. It comes from John chapter 12, verses 20 through 33. It says, "There were some Greek people too who came to Jerusalem to worship at the Passover feast. They went to Philip, who was from Bethsaida in Galilee, and they said, 'Sir, we would like to see Jesus.' Philip told Andrew, Andrew told Philip, or then Andrew and Philip told Jesus. Jesus said to them, 'The time has come for the Son of Man to receive his glory. I tell you the truth, a grain of wheat must fall on the ground and die. Then it makes seeds. But if it never dies, it remains only a single seed. The person who loves his life will give up true life, but the person who hates his life in this world will keep true life forever. Whoever serves me must follow me. Then my servants will be with me. Wherever I am, my Father will honor anyone who serves me.' Now I'm very troubled. What should I say? Should I say, 'Father, save me from this time'? No, I came to this so that I could suffer. Father, bring glory to your name." Then a voice came from heaven, "I have brought glory to it, and I will do it again." The crowd standing there heard the voice, and they said it was thunder. But others said, "An angel has spoken." And Jesus said, "That voice was for you, not for me. Now it is time for the world to be judged. Now the ruler of this world will be thrown down, and I will be lifted up from the earth. And when this happens, I will draw people to me." Jesus said this to show people how he would die. So the beauty of this passage is it's yet again Jesus preparing his disciples, his followers, not just specifically the disciples, but those that are following after him, and even some of the Greeks. Like, he's telling people, "I will die," right? And that I will come to life again. The seed reference here is actually really cool, and I'm not sure how many people know this, but we go and we buy seeds from the store and we plant them in the ground, and a plant grows, right? So we know that happens. But in order for that seed to be able to even take root and grow, first the flower that it comes from has to let go of the seed, right? And then the seed dies. It withers. There's nothing to it, right? It's just sitting there, a dry seed. Now, in order for it to grow, it's this little dead seed. It has to be planted. And once it's planted, then it sheds off the skin and absorbs the water, absorbs the nutrients, and from there it begins to grow again. What Jesus is saying is that he has to die in order to live again. He's referring to himself as a seed. So in order for us to truly know and understand what it is that Jesus is capable of doing, he has to die first. And that's kind of a hard concept. Well, that part's not a hard concept because people die all the time. What is hard is the fact that he's saying he's going to come back to life, and nobody comes back to life. So why is this Jesus guy saying that he will? Right? And he's saying, in order for me to come back to life, and truly set you free, truly live, I first have to die, right? And so we know that he's, in hindsight, we have the stories where we know Jesus dies, we know Jesus is resurrected, but he's referring to a seed because they would know that that seed that gets planted has to die before it can really come to produce fruit, right? So Jesus is saying, I have to die. But my story's not over after I'm dead. My story will continue. And so he dies, and that's the falling out of the seed pod, right? And then he's put in the tomb, and so he's planted. And while he's in the tomb, while we cannot see anything that's going on, we do know that he comes back to life, and he comes up out of the ground, or out of the tomb, and the glory of God shines on him. And from there, the world knows, hey, check this out. This guy's something a little bit different, right? But those that followed him know that guy, that's the Messiah. That's the Son of God. That is God, and I will follow him. And people follow him. He even says, I will draw people towards me when I'm resurrected, right? The beauty of that is that the resurrection of Christ is a revelation of God's glory. Just like the flower that blooms out of a dead seed is the revelation of that seed's beauty. God is glorified in Jesus's death and in Jesus's resurrection. And in that, people are drawn to God's glory. I think that's such a beautiful imagery. And God even says in there, I have brought glory and I will do it again. Right? He's telling the people, I've already given you guys glory and I will do it again. And that do it again isn't just a one-time promise, that God's glory will continue to shine. How does God's glory continue to shine? It's by people following after Christ. It's by people being like that seed. You see, if we separate ourselves from God, if we're like a seed and we've fallen away from the plant, if we just let ourselves sit there, we will wither and we will die and we will be useless. But if we accept what Christ has done, then the seed is planted again and we will die to our old self. We will shed off our old self and we will soak in the power of Christ. And what happens with that? We will too be given new light or new life. And as we grow in our faith, the glory of God will radiate out of us. And you know what that's going to do for the world? That's going to cause the world to stop and slow down and say, what's going on here? And they will too be drawn to God because they will see the glory of God shining on us. Thank you. And as always, if you want a kids church lesson about this, follow the description below. This isn't the video for the kids church lesson. This is for the leaders and for anybody that might be interested. There's also some adult Sunday school questions that are in the link below, and you can use those. If you want to use those as a small group discussion or anything like that, feel free. And I will see you guys next week.